American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you?
Dorn, now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at Eclipse Cinema.
It's what Thursdays were made for, folks. Our man at the movies, Collie McFadden, reports in from the Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. He's looking very black today.
Well,
like the
yeah, we thought we'd go with the theme a little bit more. Maybe a coincidence, but then when I came on Zoom and you went, oh yeah, both of us in black, very good, Collie. I said, let's go with that. And of course, it's a reminder, as I said to you off air.
Yeah,
I've watched the new Amy Winehouse movie. I know it's called Back to Black, but for some reason I keep on saying Back in Black. I know I'm going to AC/DC this summer, and I might be excited about it. But still, it's very much Amy Winehouse in this movie. And of course, one of the exciting things when Amy first came about, and this movie's very good at expressing it. Okay, she was playing some great pop music, but it was really 50s, 60s, and jazz influence. And she was kind of saying rockers like she had to go with Bono, AC/DC, get out of our way. It's time for a new look, a new voice in a classic style. And that's what she was, exciting. So why don't we play the clip and you just get a flavor of, and I'll probably throw most of our listeners back to where they were when they first heard Amy Winehouse.
I don't write songs to be famous. I write songs because I don't know what I'd do if I didn't. Me in my head high, and my tears dry. Get on without my guy. I want people to hear my voice and just forget their troubles. You gotta remember, I ain't no Spice Girl.
Ain't no Spice Girl.
Some Spice Girl. It's a great line, isn't it? And because of course her management was, the same management that managed Spice Girls, and she, they kept on saying, "Could you just do this?" And she'd go, "No, I am who I am. This is the style. This is everything." And that was the thing about her, and this brought it back. And I, like anyone with decent taste in music, was a fan of Amy Winehouse, but I wasn't like a huge fan. But really, since she passed, I've listened to her a lot and listened to a lot of her interviews, and I've been thinking a lot about her, because one of my favorite things on YouTube is reaction videos. I know I shouldn't fall for them, but I do. Hearing people hear stuff for the first time. One of their favorite ones is go to Sinead O'Connor. And I always thought, like, for emotion in a song and the way they sing it, they can't do it by the numbers. Amy Winehouse was the same. When she wrote a song about her heart being broken, every night she sang it, her heart would break all over again, which is why she was so captivating. But it's also why maybe she pays a higher price than somebody else who can go out and just knock out a couple of tunes. And like, I'm not being disparaging against, say, the boys in Westlife, but I feel they can go knock those tunes out, sing them, it's their job, move on. They have a great time when they do it. But these are people who are reliving the worst moments of their life. As she says, she has to write songs. She was lucky that she got to sing them and made money from it. But she'd be in a small bar somewhere still writing songs if she'd never have made it, And the movie's really good at getting that across, the emotion and the heartbreak. And there's a bit where she's happy with Blake and she just feels, I can't write any songs. I have nothing to write about, because she writes when she's sad. One of the things that really knocked me back was the actress in it, Miss Abel, who's been in loads of TV stuff. I didn't know her work. It's her voice we're hearing, all the music, and it's both brilliant and yet not an impression. Sometimes these songs, you think people are just doing an impression of the person. It's kind of take off. But no, she's living Amy's pain through the voice, and it's absolutely brilliant, and it really works because...
So she's singing, she's actually singing. It's not Amy
actually
Winehouse.
Singing, because of course there's bits where it's live singing. She's singing along to stuff rather than on stage, which has probably been pre-recorded, and it's great. And it made me appreciate some of the songs that maybe I didn't know as well, all the more again. I thought this was a really good performance. I saw a couple of bad reviews, but I don't get it. Maybe I think some people who saw the documentary, which is much more, it's much harder to watch, and it's much harder on her dad, particular, that he didn't look after her properly. This movie, it's not quite the Bob Marley movie. It doesn't kind of whitewash everything, but it doesn't go too deep, because these people are still alive and they're still people who loved her and people she loved are still alive and about, but it's just the circumstances. But what's very good, I think, it's shown the media how she was treated at the time, something that we were all complicit in. I know for a fact in 2009, 2010, I would have laughed at Amy Winehouse jokes. In a way, I don't think I would now about, another person. Because at the time, look, that silly girl, success gone to her head, she's a drink. You get older and you realize everyone's got problems. There's no family in Ireland that hasn't been touched by addiction or something like that. Maybe with a bit more empathy. Just because someone's famous and rich and on the telly, maybe we were a bit less kind. Maybe if, I don't know, with social media, maybe if we'd understood more. But I think it's really good. I think you'd love it. I think it's, for example, I know loads of people really like the Bob Marley movie. I think this is a better movie than the Bob Marley movie because it's a little bit more gritty without lingering on the stuff. It does enough to show you her problems, but it doesn't wallow in her problems.
Yeah. It's a film. It is a film.
And like addictions are diseases. It's not the person's a bad person, and it doesn't linger on that stuff. I thought this was really good. I only saw it this morning, so it's very fresh in my mind. I think you'll love it, and I think you'll think the woman in it is brilliant. She is a star. It's great.
Okay. That is Back to Black.
Yes, thank you.
Let's get it right. Back to Black. And it opens tomorrow, for sure.
It opens tomorrow. And people, I really think it's going to be a big hit over the weeks. I think people will really like it. And even if you don't love Amy Winehouse music, well, there might be something wrong with you, but you will love it afterwards because it's great.
You've got to check out that album, Back to Black. It's look, there's not a bad song on it. It's just one of those great albums. And when
you watch the movie, you go, oh, that's what she was writing about, that bit. And
it tells you all that which is great.
Right out there, yeah.
Right, let's move on to something completely different. Civil War, which is kind of what's happening in America at the moment, is it?
Yeah, it's scarily close. It's the sort of movie, if you'd seen it 20 years ago, you'd go, that could never happen. And now you go, well, maybe it just might. And I have to say, I was saying off air as well, I did back-to-back movies in this today. And I almost wish I had a couple more hours to process this one. This is another really good movie. I watched two very good movies today. And what it's about a fictional civil war happens in the States. And it's about the press sort of embedded with the armies going to see what happens, taking photographs. It's how media is used for propaganda, how these things can happen. And, it really made me think. And I'm thinking, all the stuff that's happened in Europe, you say these things can't happen again. We think this could never happen in civilized society. And then you realize Damascus, the people we see are refugees from Syria. They were the doctors and lawyers and worked in our local greengrocers and all that sort of stuff. They are just people like us. And then they came even closer with Ukraine. These things can happen anywhere. There's no such thing as it cannot happen here. It's really clever, really good. It's made by the guy who made 28 Days Later. So that'll give you sort of a feel for it. So it's set fictional, but it's about today and it's about us, and it really make you think. I still don't know what I think about it, but I think it was good.
Okay, right. Mr. Monday now, you're bringing back Bob Marley. It's a right proper music.
It'll be a music Monday because the two movies back. Really good, very popular, lovely light. As I said, it was a bit more light-hearted than the Amy Winehouse one, but it's really good show. And you'll come out singing. Yeah,
you will indeed. Now you're bringing back something really special.
Yeah, I knew you'd want to leave time for talking to this because I know we're running short of time. So the Shawshank Redemption is on the Leaving Cert course, which is brilliant. Brilliant. I never thought you'd be looking back going, I wish I was doing my Leaving Cert. Yeah. I want to finish my Leaving Cert and go, I never want to think of that again. But it's on the Leaving Cert course, so it's back in cinemas for a limited period. It's only there for one night in the Director's Lounge. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. It's regularly voted as the greatest movie of all time. I don't know if it is, but it's certainly wonderful. If you've seen it, never seen it before, here's your chance. And if you've seen it 20 times before, here's your chance. It is that good. It must, if it's not the most watchable movie in the world, it must be the most rewatchable movie in the world, Shane, isn't it? Like,
it just comes on and you go, oh.
Yeah, and you go, I'll watch 5 minutes of it, says you. I'll watch 5 minutes of it, and then you watch the whole thing again. You can quote the whole thing. It's a great movie, and it's on the Director's Lounge on Sunday night.
Okay, all right. That's Collie's on movies. We will talk to you next Thursday, and have a good week at the movies.